Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. Today we're going to be going over how to do a two smoke flag land on a left hand beach. Let's boom this beach! So first of all, I always like to have a look at a replay before I attempt one of these. I look at a replay purely to see how high on the beach my Zookas are going to land. Remember that it doesn't have to be the same base or the same op. As long as it is the same shape map, so left hand of the side of the beach is lower in this example, and you've got troops landing. They don't even need to necessarily do a flare land. You can see how high they're going to come off the boat onto the beach. So you can see the Zookas are all walking all the way in the water here, and that's going to be our line. So we want our two smokes to be perfectly on that line. You want your the widest part of your smoke to be right where the Zookas are going to be, to give yourself the best chance of pulling off that perfect two smoke landing. So with that in mind, we can have a look into the two smoke landing. So let's have a look. Milk's going to give us a perfect demo. So first point to note is he's going to be wanting to rapid tap all 8 of his boats. So he doesn't want to have to think about that hero boat having to land. So all he's going to do is suicide her straight off the bat. So you don't have to. You can obviously just drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But if that takes too much thought, or if it's not of any consequence, you can drop brick or whatever your hero is on the side. Would be kind of nice if you didn't have to take her at all, but there you go. One warning when you do that: if there is something in range of the beach, or the thing that's killing you're obviously going to lose the delay on that item. So if you then subsequently peek around that defense, it's going to shoot you really quickly, a lot more quicker than usual. So be sure to be aware of that. So here we go. First things first, let's lay some smoke. So as you can see, Milk's got the smoke with the widest point right where we saw where our Zookas were landing before, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want to do. And there's no gap in the middle of the smoke. It's going to be just touching, which is perfect, because we don't want the if they're too far apart, you're probably going to peak sort of under here. If they are too close and you don't have enough smoke to cover 4 boats under each smoke, then you're going to obviously peek out the sides, either side. And peeking is what we're not trying to do right now. What we're trying to do is have a perfect two smoke landing. You want to have an anchor point, so if there's any defense sort of in this range here, kind of looks like an upside down smiling now, then your Zookas will get to that spot and they'll have something to target. You obviously have a smoke here, and then they'll be able to target onto that defense and just stay there. And then you can flare up on your perfect 45-degree angle and you will be away. So with all that in thought, we don't really have a defense at that range, but we're just sort of doing this for demonstration purposes only. So you can see all of the Zookas landing in the widest part of that smoke, which is perfect. If your smokes were too far down, you obviously only really have enough room for like 3 boats here and maybe 3 boats there, and that's only 6 boats. You want to bring all 8. So it's nice. You can see that his first flag was slightly left of the center line, and the reason he does that is because he wants this landing craft to land in the left smoke, and then the next one in the right smoke, next one in the left smoke, next one in the right smoke, and etc. until you have 8 all under smoke. If he didn't do that and he just tapped right in the middle, what you'd get is you get a landing craft in the middle, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on each side, and then one's going to pop in the smoke and one's going to pop out generically. So if you want to be hitting this every time, you want that first flag to be slightly left, and it's only slightly left. It's like half or 1 tile and no more than that. You can drop all of those flags right on this spot here, and everything will land perfectly, because The closest that they can be is going to be, so this one can only be as close as right here. It's not going to launch over here, it's not going to launch over here, depending on if that's 1 or 2 cells left or right. It's not going to make a difference. So that first one needs to be slightly left in this example and right in a right hand beach. It's all based on whichever side of the beach is slightly lower. So this one, our left side of the beach is lower. So we're going to be landing slightly left of the center line. So there we go. That's a really deep explanation. I hope it helps. But basically, so we've got our 2 smokes, perfect spacing. We've got a flag slightly left. And then it doesn't matter how high up on the beach that smoke is, that flag is, as long as it's on that line somewhere. It's probably better usually to put it up here, but because Milk didn't have anything to anchor to, he hasn't, he's put it low. And then he's used a flare. I don't suggest using any flares on the beach if you're doing a 2-smoke landing, because if you put all your flags in this upper position, your Zookas are going to go there. It doesn't matter if you flare there or not, they're going to go there. Each flag is like an individual boat flare. So just trust that they'll get there. They're not going to go any faster if you flare, so just don't. And there we go. Remember that when we do flag high or send a flare, when we flag high, which is what we're going to do, they're going to be going out of these rear smokes and into the front smoke, so you definitely need to throw that front smoke nice and quick, and then they'll be protected the whole time. And there we go. So you definitely do need to be quick on that, otherwise the rear smokes will expire, or the Zookas will spread up into this area before you're ready, and you'll lose the delay in the front. So you'll be nice and quick with all those smokes. Let's watch it one more time. Here we go, 2 smokes perfectly placed, flag slightly left, and we're gathering up, and we've got that smoke. Obviously that first smoke needs to be there on time and in the right position. So there we go, that's how to do a 2-smoke flag land on a left hand beach. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach.